had to let him punch me because I deserved it.
So this video, which has since been taken down, was floating around all over TikTok. And I don't want to really point anything out about that video. What I want to point out is some behaviors that actually took place after this video was posted. Now, I'm not saying this girl's a narcissist, but we do have some pretty interesting real-life examples that we can use. So let's learn.
You know what I think is hilarious and what fucks me up the most? Is that y'all take things to like a whole nother level.
Great example of using past traumatic experiences and insecurities against people.
Like, did I ever say that my boyfriend beat me up? Or like a man beat me up?
Great example of how someone holds on to one tiny detail about a scenario that makes the other person feel crazy. Let's move on to part 2.
I think that you guys are so bored with your lives that you literally come up with anything to talk about people.
That's what we refer to as deflection.
Domestic violence? Okay, I get domestic violence is real. Nobody's saying it's not. But the video has nothing to do with domestic violence.
Now, the video was taken down before all of these were posted. So she can say whatever she wants to about the videos, as there's no real proof of it other than what other people have said. But it's also the total disregard of other people's feelings, because most of the people that were upset about this video were ones that went through domestic violence, and it was triggering. But I'm not seeing a whole lot of compassion about that. Let's move on to part 3. This is where it gets fun.
Guys, I'm over reading your guys' comments. I'm not going to read them anymore. I'm done.
Really good example about how when they're not getting their way, they start to escalate the conversation, and then they try to cut it off.
If it was domestic violence, I would have said, "He!"
Ooh, and cue the yelling. I knew that was coming.
My boyfriend beat me up. No, I didn't say that. I said, them. Let them.
You know, there's a really big difference between him, them, and Again, another really great example of holding on to a tiny detail to twist it around and try to make everyone else feel crazy. But let's continue.
Of you that have been through domestic violence, I do feel sorry for you.
Okay, I just have to say this part. People that have actually survived domestic violence, they don't need anybody to feel sorry for them. She has a very interesting way of showing us she feels sorry about her actions.
Joke, that's not what this is about. You guys turn this into that, not me.
And that's what we call blame shifting. Now again, I'm not saying that she's a narcissist, but let's recap what we just saw. The video was posted that was not received very well, and she got very negative feedback for it. And instead of just acknowledging the fact that it was insensitive and also very ill-timed since it was posted during Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we're going to condescend, we're going to deflect, we're going to yell, and we're going to blame shift. Regardless of what the intentions were or were not behind the original video, there was an absolute disregard towards other people's feelings. And the only focus was on defending her own point.